Relationships, whether we are going through an awakening or not, can be the most trying yet most transformative modes through which we can experience who we are in another person. Now, what happens when you're going through any form of spiritual awakening? Be that a gradual unfolding of you layer by layer, petal by petal on a spiritual path or on a path of self-discovery or self-empowerment. What happens to our relationships? Everything that we knew becomes very rattled. Things around us begin to change, and one of the biggest changes that challenge us during a spiritual awakening are relationships. Relationship structures crumble. Your relationship with your closest are challenged. Your friend circle, people you thought you knew, people you thought who knew you. Your own relationship with yourself changes. Your personality diminishes. Either a new one takes its place, or you find yourself so fluid and flexible that you can do away with that altogether. Your primary relationship is your relationship with the source of you. The relationship after that is the relationship between yourself and your projected self. After that, our secondary relationships are all those around us, which is the immediate family, our closest friends. Our family, depending on their own ascension process, their own understanding about awakening or spirituality, or even how we are, how we exist, will influence whether the relationship structures break down or they survive your process, or even break down for a short amount of time. If you're somebody who went through complex child abuse, chances are this may just be what you needed to be able to break away from toxic relationships around you. And if it wasn't the parents, then perhaps a partner that we are partnered with because of that toxic abuse in the earlier developmental years. Either way, not everyone has that level of awareness about our awakening. Your mother won't understand you. And if the father is still around, he might think you've gone loony. And if it is your mother, she might have had ideas about what she wanted for you and for your life. On the other hand, you may have very understanding parents who are rather proud of what you're going through and would also like to share in the experience and want to join in with the experience. You may have a partner that you've been with for as long as you can remember, but when you go through your awakening, the entire dynamics of your relationship change. They shift because you are shifting. The relationship will not survive unless you're both growing together, unless your awakening is not a threat to the other person. Now, why are these relationships so stretched during our awakening? Because our awakening is questioning their own beliefs. Our awakening is rattling the structure. Our awakening creates a lot of disturbance around us when those around us are still in their conditioned existence and within their own patterns. They will not be able to see past that. So our awakening, if you like, creates an inner conflict between the higher self of the person around us and the self through which they project their current personality. So that side of them really wants this and can see what you have, want that too, right? But that self, that density is pulling them down, and they will not want that to be rattled or to be questioned. So if you have lived all your life based on if X happens, Y happens in your physical life, and that this is all we know, that this is our reality. It doesn't matter if we want to know where we came from or why we're here, but if we've been living with our blinkers on, and that if we are going to pray, we open our holy books every day, or we chant mantras, or we do the various rosaries, or we chant, or we sing, but there hasn't been a profound experience, right? And that is our daily life. Now, the possibility when your daughter or son or someone you know comes to you and says to you, hang on, but we are God, or that there is all this conditioned existence and that everything we're doing, there's a possibility of your perception is based on your past and all those things that an awakening brings, you will cause a lot of waves around you. And not everyone will have signed up for that at that moment, right? So then you're faced with the dilemma, should I stay? Should I leave? Now, should you stay? And if you do stay, but there is that discomfort and that rattling going on, and if we've outstayed it, chances are you will literally be pushed out of there if you haven't already. And relationships are very transient, but we hold on to them because that's all we knew. That was our comfort. And so when we lose that, it's very destabilizing, even for somebody going through an awakening, when you literally have structures around you crumbling, but the safety around you crumbles. Except as you go through the awakening and you go deeper into the awakening, levity comes. The awakening itself becomes your levity, and gradually new relationships are formed. You're able to see through the old ones. You're able to see, okay, here's my mother, or here's my father, or here are my family, or here are the friends that I always knew. They're living through that lens. I have no lens, right? I have no lens. I'm free, I'm fluid, I'm flexible, and I want to carry that on, carry that forward. As we mature in the awakening, all these things will drop, right? So when there is that push and pull during the awakening, take a few steps backward and take it as an indication that it's time for you to be inward. Because during your awakening process, you need to show up for yourself. So folks, relationships get rattled, and they will be rattled, right? But stay steadfast on your path and be you. Spread your light. Don't let your wings get clipped as you're just learning to fly. Keep flying. Take care of yourself. Lots of love to you.